A very good morning to all my dear children. Today we will learn about Sikkim and also about some of the sister states. Now let us begin reading the chapter. Sikkim. Location: Sikkim is a landlocked state with Nepal in the north, Tibet in the northeast, Bhutan in the east, and West Bengal in the south. The capital of the state is Gangtok. It is located at a height of 5,500 feet on the Shivalik Hills. River Teesta. Languages: Bhutia, Nepali, Lepcha, Sherpa, and Limbu are the main languages. So, firstly, we are reading about the location of Sikkim. So, Sikkim is a landlocked state with Nepal in the north. Now, children, here I would like to tell you that where it is written Nepal in the north, this Nepal is written in the context of India. In the context of India, Nepal is towards the north. But if we are talking in terms of Sikkim, Nepal is on the west of Sikkim. So you have to remember this, that Nepal is towards the west. It is not in the north, it is in the west of Sikkim. And then we have Tibet in the northeast, Bhutan in the east, and West Bengal in the south. The capital of the state is Gangtok, and Sikkim is located at a height of 5,500 feet on the Shivalik Hills. So we can say that Sikkim is on the lower Himalayas, or lower Himalayas is passing through the state of Sikkim. Now here there is a new term called landlocked state. What does this term landlocked mean? So the term landlocked, it means that the states that are surrounded by land on all the sides. So landlocked means states that are surrounded by land on all sides and they do not have any coastline or they don't border any sea. That is landlocked, which is surrounded by land on all the sides. Now the capital of the state is Gangtok and Sikkim is at a height of 5,500 feet on the hills of Shivalik. Now which river is flowing through Sikkim? River Teesta is flowing through Sikkim, and the languages which is spoken, or the languages which are spoken in this state are Bhutia, Nepali, Lepcha, Sherpa, and Limbu. These are the main languages which are spoken by different tribes who are living in Sikkim. So there are many tribes which are living in Sikkim, and so each tribe has their own language, and that is why these are the main languages spoken by the people of Sikkim. Now here we will see where is the location of Sikkim. So as you can see, Sikkim is on the northeast side of India and Nepal is towards the west. If you remember the directions, towards the top it's north, bottom it's south, then it is west on the left side and on the right side it's east. So Sikkim is in the center and Nepal is towards the west. West Bengal is on the south side, Bhutan is towards the east, and China is on the north and northeast side of Sikkim. So this is the exact location of Sikkim on the map of India. Now we will read about the traditional dress of Sikkim. Two main tribes of Sikkim are Lepcha and Bhutia. Their traditional dresses are different. Lepcha men wear yanked haste, which is a Lepcha shirt, Thokro dam, which is a white pajama, and shambu, which is a cap. Whereas women, they wear smooth and cozy ankle length dress called dam diam, loose fitted blouse called tago, and a cap called taro. Bhutia men wear a loose cloak like garment called baku. Women wear full sleeved silken blouse and a loose garment called hanju with traditional jewelry. So there are two main tribes of Sikkim, which are Lepcha and Bhutia. So the first main tribe is Lepcha and second main tribe is Bhutia. So first we will read about the traditional dress of Lepcha tribe. So the men of Lepcha tribe, they wear yanked haste, which is a shirt, and thokro dam, which is a white pajama. Along with that, they wear shambu, which is a cap. So this is in total a traditional dress of Lepcha men. Now we will move to traditional dress of Lepcha women. Now Lepcha women, they wear smooth and cozy. Their clothes are very comfortable and they touch their ankle. So they wear dress that is touching their ankle, and that dress is known as dumdiam. And they also wear a loose fitted blouse which is called tago, and they also wear a cap which is known as taro. So in total this was the traditional dress of Lepcha men and women. Now we will read about the traditional dress of Bhutia, which is the second most important tribe of Sikkim. Now the men, Bhutia men, they wear a loose cloak like garment called bhaku, and women, they wear full sleeved. So they wear a full sleeved silken means blouse that is made of silk. So they wear a blouse, silk blouse, and a loose garment which is known as hanju, and they also wear traditional jewelry along with their clothes. So this was the traditional dress which is worn by the important tribes of Sikkim. Now we will move on to music and dance. So mask dance by the Lamas, Enche Cham and Kagyat, folk songs and western songs are popular among the people. So Sikkim also has its own traditional folk music and dance which is performed by its people at different ceremonies and at different occasions. So mask dance by Lamas, Enche Cham and Kagyat, these are some of the forms of dance which is performed by the people of Sikkim. So these people, they wear very colorful clothes when they perform their dance or when they perform their traditional dance, and folk songs and western songs are sung by the local people of Sikkim. So they prefer folk songs and as well as western song, and they are sung by the locals of Sikkim. Now we will read about the fairs and festivals. The main Buddhist festivals are Drupka, Teshi, Dashain, Lasung and Saga Dawa. So these are the main Buddhist festivals. Now fairs and festivals are an important part of any culture. Same is in the case of Sikkim also. Fairs and festivals, they form an important part of the culture of people of Sikkim. Now here people celebrate Buddhist festivals. They celebrate Buddhist festivals like Drupka, Teshi, Dashin, Lasung and Saga Dawa. These are just the names of the fairs and festivals celebrated by Sikkim people or the people of Sikkim. Now occupation. Tourism, agriculture, horticulture and hydroelectric plants provide jobs to the people of the state. Rice, cardamom, oranges, apples, maize, potato, wheat, ginger and tea are grown in this state. Now people of Sikkim are involved in agriculture, tourism, horticulture, and there are hydroelectric plants also that gives job to the people of this state. So apart from agriculture, people are involved in other things also. Okay, so what are the main crops of fruits which are grown here in Sikkim? So people grow rice, cardamom, oranges, apples, maize, potato, wheat, ginger and tea. These are the important things which the people of Sikkim grow in this state. Now we will read about the art and craft and tourism. Handlooms, handicrafts, woolen carpets and furniture are the main art and crafts of Sikkim. So, there are different art and craft forms in Sikkim. So, people of Sikkim, they make handlooms and handicrafts. Like I have told earlier, handicrafts are the things which are made by our own hands. They are not made by machines. So, people of this state, they make things from their own hands, like they make woolen carpets as well as they make some furniture. So, these are some of the main art and craft items made by the people of Sikkim. Now, lastly we will read about tourism. Chungthang or Chungthang, Yumthang, Gangtok Ridge Park, Research Institute of Tibetology, Pemayang's Monastery, Enche Monastery and Nathula Pass, which is at the Indo-China border, are the main tourist destinations in Sikkim. Now, due to its scenic beauty, tourism plays an important role in Sikkim. Since Sikkim is a very beautiful state, that is why tourism here plays an important role in the life of the people who live in Sikkim. And the places which are important tourist attractions are given here. Chungthang and Yumthang, these are small towns or places in Assam where people from all over the world come to visit these places. Now, Gangtok Ridge Park, Research Institute of Tibetology, Pemayang's Monastery, Enche Monastery and Nathula Pass, these are some of the other main tourist attractions or tourist destinations in Sikkim. Now, since people over here, they follow Buddhism, they follow Buddhism a lot. That is why a lot of monastery is built in this city. Now, what is monastery? Monastery is a place where the Buddhist monk, they live and they pray. So, that is why a lot of monastery is also built in this state. Now, this was all about Sikkim. Now, we will read about the story of Seven Sisters. Now, what is the story of Seven Sisters? Let us learn here. Purvanchal range of the Himalayas lies on the eastern border of India and enters Myanmar. These ranges are located in the states of Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Assam and Tripura. It is also known as the Patkai range. These states are connected to the rest of the India via a narrow strip in West Bengal called the Siliguri corridor or Chicken's Neck. So, now we have already read that Purvanchal range is lying on the northeastern side of India. So, the part of Himalayas towards the northeastern side of India is also known as Purvanchal range or Patkai range. Now, here we are reading about the story of Seven Sisters. So, what are these Seven Sisters? These Seven Sisters are the 7 states of Northeast. These are the 7 states of Northeast, and as we all know that Purvanchal range of Himalayas lie on the eastern parts of India, and this part of the range is falling or it is lying also in Myanmar. So, Purvanchal range, some of the part of Purvanchal range is also found in Myanmar. Now, these seven states are joined by the rest of the India. These 7 states are joined by the rest of the India through a thin strip in West Bengal, which is known as Siliguri corridor or Chicken's Neck. I'll show you here. There is a picture of Siliguri corridor or Chicken Neck. So, what is this? You will see arrow mark where it is written Siliguri corridor. It means that these northeastern states is connected to the rest of the India through a narrow strip which is on the West Bengal which is in the West Bengal. Now that narrow strip is only Siliguri corridor, because it is a narrow strip which is joining northeastern states to the rest of the India. So this narrow strip is known as Siliguri corridor or chicken's neck. Now firstly we will read about Assam. So Assam is a northeastern state in India among the hills of Purvanchal. Its capital is Dispur. Assam lies between Brahmaputra and the Barak rivers valley, a land of high rainfall. Assam is blessed with lush greenery. It is surrounded by other 6 northeastern states. So Assam is a state which is lying on the hills of Purvanchal range of Himalayas, which is in the northeast side. So Assam is a northeast state and it is lying on the hills of Purvanchal range. Now the capital of Assam is Dispur, and Assam is a beautiful state which is lying between 2 valleys. So it is lying between 2 valleys which is formed by Brahmaputra and Barak river valley. So Assam is receiving high rainfall, that is why it is very green. Because it is receiving very high rainfall, that is why a lot of plant and trees are in Assam, that is why it looks very green. And it is also surrounded by the other 6 states. So the other northeastern states, Assam is surrounded by the other 6 northeastern states. Now this is Nathula Pass, about which we read in when we were doing Sikkim. This is Nathula Pass near the Indo-China border. This is a traditional Lepcha attire. This is a traditional Bhutia attire or dress. Now we will continue reading about Assam. Now the state of Assam also share international borders with Bhutan and Bangladesh. Assam is famous for its tea gardens, handlooms and handicraft. Assam has successfully conserved the famous one-horned Indian rhinoceros from extinction. It is popular for wildlife tourism, especially in Kaziranga National Park. So, apart from it being surrounded by the other 6 northeastern states, Assam is also sharing its boundaries with 2 of our neighboring countries, which are Bhutan and Bangladesh. So the state of Assam is sharing its borders with Bhutan as well as Bangladesh. And Assam is famous for its tea gardens, handlooms and handicraft. And Assam also has successfully conserved. It has conserved means it has saved. It is successful in saving one-horned rhinoceros from extinction. Extinction is a phase when all the animals of a particular species die. So it is a condition where all the animals of one specific species, when they die and when they no longer exist, that is known as extinction. So Assam is successful in saving one-horned rhinoceros, and we can find these one-horned rhinoceros in its Kaziranga National Park, and this park has some of very rare species of animals. So Assam is also famous for its Kaziranga National Park. Now this was all about Assam. Now we will read about Arunachal Pradesh. The capital of this state is Itanagar. Arunachal Pradesh has diverse variety of forest and magnificent wildlife. Terrace farming, domestication and breeding of yak and mountain sheep is popular. So the capital of Arunachal Pradesh is Itanagar, and this state has many different varieties or different types of forest and wildlife. And here people practice terrace farming, because they lack plain area for farming. Earlier also I have told you that where people lack plain area for farming, they practice terrace farming. They make stairs and they practice terrace farming. So people of Arunachal Pradesh, they practice terrace farming, and they also domesticate animals. So what do you mean by domestication? Domestication is a process of taming animal for keeping them as pets. So we have read about domestic animals. So the people of Arunachal Pradesh, they are taming animals and they are keeping them as pets. And they also breed yak and mountain sheep. Now what is breeding? What do you mean by breeding? So they are keeping yak and mountain sheep to use them for different purposes. So they can use their milk, they can use their meat, or they can also use it for transportation. Now rice is grown extensively in this region. Pisciculture is also practiced. There are a number of places to visit in this state like the Ganga Lake, Tuang Monastery, Sela Lake, Zero Valley and Namdapha Tiger Reserve. A variety of adventure sports are also organized here like river rafting, trekking, hiking and boating. Arunachal Pradesh is home to a number of tribes. Important festivals celebrated here are Reh, Dre, Newcomb, Solang and Losar. So rice is very extensively grown in this region. Means rice is one crop which is grown in majority in this particular region. And pisciculture is also practiced. Pisciculture means, pisciculture is rearing and breeding of fish in control. So it is rearing and breeding of fish. So pisciculture is also practiced here, means fish farming is also done, and there are a number of tourist attractions in this state also like Ganga Lake, Tuang Monastery, Sela Lake, etc. These are some of the main tourist attractions in this state. And as it is surrounded by hills, a number of adventure sports are also carried out by people. Since it is surrounded by hills, a number of adventure sports are also carried out by people like river rafting, boating, trekking and hiking on the hills. And different tribes live here. Since different tribes live here, that is why they celebrate many festivals like Reh, Dri, Nokum, Solang and Losar. So these are the important festivals of Arunachal Pradesh. Now that is all for today's session, children. About rest of the northeastern states we will learn in the next session. Please read the lesson 2 or 3 times for better understanding, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.